Orcs Must Die Deathtrap. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Orcs Must Die Deathtrap combines chaotic third-person combat with devious trap-laying strategy. Enjoy endless replayability as your war mage grows stronger with each battle. Repel relentless orc hordes solo or with up to 4 players. First up, guys, let's have a quick look at the tweaking graphic options that you can do for this game. Just to get the game to run well. It ran fine for me. I had no problems on my 2080, so yeah, it's quite well optimized, this game. Had no real frame drops. One of the guys I was playing with was 4 of us. He was on a 2070 laptop. He had a few frame issues, but then he twiddled it and tweaked, and then he got it working great. So it runs very, very well, this. I love my Orcs Must Die games. I think 2's the best. I really loved it. The first one was fantastic as well. This one changes the formula a little bit. It's more emphasis on the roguelite version than it is anything else, and the maps is few and far between. In Orcs Must Die 2, for example, your maps, it was a linear progression. You would have to beat a map to get onto the next map. You beat that map, you get onto the next map, and you'd have a ton of maps, and they were kind of laid out for carnage. You could tell that the developer was thinking, yeah, you can put a shit ton of stuff here, loads of stuff there. It was just built for fun. This, on the other hand, seems to be built for frustration. The levels, and there's only a handful of them really, you get them over and over again, but they have modifiers. You don't even select really what level you want. You get a choice of 3 levels randomly thrown at you, and you choose which one you want. And each level has a modifier, and these modifiers are brutal. Some of them are like, you can't even sell traps after you've put them down, which is just crazy. Others give the enemy kind of bullet sponginess, they boost their health. There's a load of these that you can get, so you have to kind of be careful what map you choose. There's a huge emphasis on blocking crates in this. I mean, I love the blocking crates I have in all of the Orcs Must Die games. They're really good. They're essential to path the enemy properly or to push them further into your wall traps. But in this game, they are crucial. Everything hinges on where you place these. You'll easily spend 15 minutes before you start a map just looking at where the enemy go. You'll see the transparent images of them running around the map from where they spawn to where they get to at the rift. And you have to kind of work out where you're going to block off, where you're going to let them through. And more often than enough, you don't have enough crates, so you have to use a plate to plug that gap. Now, it is fun sussing that out, but once you've sussed it out on the maps, because there's only a few maps, it's kind of like you just know what you're doing, and then you're just going through the process, the repetitive process of playing the same map over and over again with different modifiers on. And after you've beat the 6 waves that'll come at you on your first map, you go to another map, you beat 6 waves on that, and then you get a boss. And that we lasted, I think, 30 seconds on the boss because our war mages just haven't grinded enough skills. There's a huge skill tree. There's all the traps that you can upgrade to do more damage, and other things make them more cheaper. There's threads, this new thing that's coming. It's like cards that you get. After each wave successful, you will get a choice of a buff card. There'll be 3 of them offered to you. I think it's 3 you get offered. And some of these are mightily powerful. Some are just pretty shit. But a lot of them are massively powerful. But you can't build a deck of your own that you want. You can buy the threads with the currency that you earn for doing the skulls that you get for doing the actual successful missions. But all you're doing there is polluting the deck that you're getting without being able to modify it. You should be able to get rid of cards that you just don't want and add cards that you do, as in most deck building games, and have a really good set of buffs that you can fall back on. But you can't do that. There's so many of them, the ones you really want, you just hardly ever get. So it's kind of not that great. Could have been great, but it just isn't. But the biggest problem is the grind. It's just endless grinding of similar levels until you can beat the boss. I think there's 4 bosses. And we just got kind of sick. We were playing 4-player. I've tried it single player, and it just made me want to go and play Orcs Must Die 2. I much prefer the linear map levels. I think the earlier maps in Orcs Must Die were way better than these maps. They were built for fun, like I've already said. You had great fun on them maps. On these ones, it's not so much fun. Honestly, I didn't like any of the maps, and that's a big shame. Seeing all that, we still had some great fun. The characters, another bad thing, the characters are a bit cringy. to be honest with you. I didn't connect to any of the characters. We unlocked Maximilian again. He's fun. But some of the abilities of the new characters are really good and really powerful. But I just didn't like all the quips. They're kind of cringy. So I wasn't really impressed with the characters. The new traps, the new traps are pretty good. They take a lot of traps from the old games, which some of my favourite traps are in there. So that's great. There's nothing wrong with the traps. They're really good fun. And, you do get some good places to place them. But it's still got a little bit stale. I think it's just the grind. I never felt like I was getting anywhere in the game because the progress is so slow. You don't really feel it. Whereas in the other games, you really felt that you were going somewhere when you were getting more skulls to spend. You could see the difference much easier. So I'm very disappointed with it. It's not a bad game at all. But if you're expecting the brilliance of Orcs Must Die 1 and 2, you're probably going to be disappointed.